Hey, good afternoon everybody. It's about 1:26 and I got a question for you. You probably see the top up there. You know, there's a question that a lot of people have been talking about, and basically, as the title might indicate in some ways, it says something. Basically, the title is going to indicate in some ways this Sonic the Hedgehog, or known as Sonic SatAM, movie. Basically, it's about the question of this never getting the movie that the late Ben Hurst was planning to do, thanks to Ken Penders, from what we understand. Apparently, numerous sources and reports have indicated that due to Ken Penders, I guess double crossing or doing something, I'm not really 100% sure, against Ben Hurst, that the movie never got off the ground. See, Ben Hurst basically wanted to do a third season, but seeing as though the third season was basically years behind, if you will, because the series already ended. Rumors were going around, or not rumors, but sources and stuff were reporting that Ben Hurst, and even Ben Hurst himself indicated this, according to numerous sources, and many of you can correct me if you want to, but according to some of these numerous sources, Ben Hurst himself has indicated that he still wanted to do a third season, but realized, according to some of these sources, that the best direction to go was a movie. Basically, you know, like a direct-to-video, direct-to-television, and if he wanted to really get it out there, a theatrical feature film. Now, of course, as we all know by now, this never occurred. And what I mean by the fact that it never occurred is, if it would have occurred, it would have occurred by now, according to some planning. From what I understand, some planning, the way everything was, I guess, scheduled out or something, I don't know. Like I said, you guys can correct me if I'm wrong on certain sources and reports, that the way things were being planned out and scheduled, that it would have already gone by. The movie would have already been made and released, either through, like I say, direct-to-video / DVD, maybe even Blu-ray, television, and like I said, if he really wanted to stretch it as far as he could and get it out there, theatrical. But as we all know, that didn't happen. That didn't occur at all. Now, numerous sources are saying it's because of the situation that Ken Penders had done. Ken Penders had basically wanted to, I guess there was some kind of working agreement going on with them or something, and I guess Ken Penders didn't live up to his end of the deal, or wanted to go in a different direction. Basically, he turned the tables, is what he did. One of the numerous reports out there, rumors and sources out there about the whole movie situation, is that I guess Ben Hurst, from what I understand, in my opinion, from what I understand, wanted to just do a movie that was going to be the finale. It's going to, you know, really piece together a lot of things, really wrap things up and be done with it. No cliffhangers whatsoever. But I guess what Ken Penders wanted to do when it came to the movies, he wanted to continue it afterwards. Basically, rumors and sources and reports indicated that Ken Penders wanted to do something like a series of movies. Like he wanted to kind of do what Ben wanted to do, kind of wrap things up for the show, but then continue on by expanding. Reports and rumors going around is that he wanted to slowly integrate other characters into the franchise through these movies. Like he wanted to bring in the echidnas like Knuckles and the Chaotix, and maybe even Julie Sue, for like maybe the second film. and that going into the third film, he was probably indicating the third or fourth film. He wanted to start bringing in characters like Shadow and Rouge and Big and Amy. You know, well, at least we know, I think we can probably confirm that he wanted to bring Amy in at least by the third film. And then by the fourth film and such, he wanted to bring in the characters of Big and Shadow and Rouge. And again, these are just rumors that I've read online, reports and sources that have reported these, sources that have basically reported these rumors of things that Ken Penders wanted to do. Now again, if I'm wrong, you can correct me on it, and I'd appreciate it if you did, because maybe I am. I haven't had a chance to look at any of that stuff in a long time, but that's the last thing I ever read online was these reports and rumors that he wanted to go, that Ken Penders wanted to go in these directions, in this direction, and basically Ben Hurst just wanted, I guess in my opinion, from what I can sense, wanted to just have it over and done with right there. So the question a lot of people, so the one thing people always point at is the reason we never got the movie finale, if you will, for this, which would have wrapped things up, is due to the fact that Ken Penders, I guess, wanted to not only wanted to do it, but he wanted to expand. And I guess Ben Hurst just wanted to wrap it all up right then and there or something. I'm not really sure. We all know that according to several rumors and, well, reported rumors out there, and these are reported from sources, these are just rumors that were reported through some sources, that Ben Hurst himself actually wanted to bring in the character of Knuckles towards the end of the third season, but mostly through the fourth season. So we can indicate that he had more than just at least a third season planned, that he had one more season planned. So we can indicate that, at least from what these rumors that I read online some time ago, is that he wanted to do, at least it looked like 4 seasons of SatAM, and so he could basically get everybody in there. And from what I can probably tell, the 4th season not only would have brought in Knuckles on a full-time basis, but I think, just an opinion, we may have seen the SatAM debut of Amy Rose there as well. But we don't know that for sure. These are just reported rumors from stuff I read online, and I'm pretty sure some of you've read it online as well. But the question is, but the thing is, the question everybody has is Ken Penders to blame? And I guess the answer would be yeah, in some ways he is. I mean, let's be honest with ourselves. We can think whatever we want about Ken Penders. Yeah, he's getting a little too overconfident with his court, feeling he's going to win his court case, and he's going to be able to do his Guardian story, and he's getting overconfident by displaying and showcasing all these, finalized arts and designs of the characters of Julie Sue, Lala Sue, and Dimitri and Lindad, how they will look when his Guardian story comes out. We can criticize him all for that and say he's driving himself into insanity. But we cannot deny that maybe, perhaps he did have a bit of a good idea in the past. That years ago he did have some kind of good intentions with the movie situation. And maybe his bar was set a little too high, and Ben Hurst was like, out of respect for what the series had contributed, was like, look, Ben Hurst was probably like, look, fans won't matter, it won't matter to the fans how it's presented. As long as they get a wrap up to the entire series, they get no cliffhangers, they find out who the eyes belong to, basically it's Naugus, find out where we would have gone from there, and at least maybe got an appearance by Knuckles at the end. Or during the film where he would have helped out. Well, you get the idea. You get the idea. I mean, these are just, that's how I look at it. I think Ben Hurst would have been satisfied with whatever kind of movie would have been released to just wrap things up and be done with it. But I think Ken Penders was raising his bar too high, because I think he wanted to aim for theatrical. And he wanted to do a series of movies. So, not saying that's still not possible. I'm not saying someone out there is not looking at someone like Eddie LeBron and saying to himself, if this guy can do a fan film the way he's showcasing he can, then we could do something just as better with a bigger budget, more money, and a more notable worldwide distributor, studio-wise. But I think, honestly, that's why this whole situation happened. And yes, maybe Ken Penders is to blame for most of it, for the SatAM film not coming to be. But then again, we got to realize that perhaps, in my honest opinion, he raised his bar too high, and Ken Penders is like, look, we just need it right here. They're going to be satisfied with what they get. As long as they get something that wraps things up, it's fine. We don't have to continue on and continue on. So, I mean, not that that wouldn't have been a bad thing, but I think that's where the whole separation, in my opinion, happened, and that's where the miscommunication, the disharmony, you know, as some people say, the backstabbing, the double crossings, whatever you want to call it, occurred. So, that's just my opinion. So, is Ken Penders to blame? Yeah, maybe in some ways he is, because like I said, maybe he set his bar too high because he wanted to do a series of films, from what I've read. And, you know, maybe Ben Hurst was going to be satisfied with what he was going to give us. And that's fine. So, but is Ken Penders to blame? Maybe in some ways he is, and maybe in some ways he's not. I don't know. But all I can say is, you know, we can't really know the answer to that, because there are even some people saying that Sega didn't want it to happen because Ken Penders didn't get their approval. I mean, look at Richard Kutab, the novel resident. He's already drawn out animation of what he wanted. Well, it's not the best animation, but giving us an idea that if a big studio would have came on board of what he had planned for a movie. And again, Sega, just like they probably did with Ken and Ben, probably said, look, we don't want a movie. We don't want one. I wouldn't be too sure about Ben. I think maybe Sega was kind of on board with that one, maybe, but I'm not totally sure. But a series of films, I don't know yet. And I think the idea that one of the ideas Ken wanted to do was CGI or something. I'm not really sure. I'm not totally 100% sure, but this is just what I've read online. Now, is there a possibility a movie could happen? You're damn straight there could be. A movie could happen. You're damn straight there could be one happening. I mean, when you think about it, a movie can happen before you know it. I mean, rumors are going around that Sega's considering it if this fan film that Eddie LeBron and Blue Core Studios is releasing is a success. If it's a success, they'll make an official one with a bigger budget, with a more known worldwide movie studio distributor, and go from there. But the thing is Ken Penders to blame? We can't really say, and we don't really know, but a lot of indication does go his direction that he is the one to blame. So, give me your thoughts down below. Do you agree with that? You probably do, but let me know down below. Video response if you want, and I'll talk to you later.